Yep, I'm not talking physical, mental, or deep-seated emotional trauma from that one guy who ate your DS game like a big old Cheez-It. I'm talking about everyone's favorite game series, Trauma Center. Wait, does anyone actually know what this game is? Anyone? Well, luckily today I'm joined with my buddy Toby, and together we're going to tell you what happened to the Trauma series.
You're gonna like it.
2004. The DS just launched, and the Wii was merely a glimmer in Miyamoto's eye, and a revolutionary person at Atlas Game Studios wanted to create a surgical simulation game unlike any other. That man was Kadasura Hashino, and together with his team, they created a game that would become a beloved classic among fans. That game was Surgeon Trauma Center Under the Knife. This game was You play as Derek, an inexperienced doctor that slacks off too much, and Angie, your nurse, that actually hates you. And well, that's all you really need to know. You go around the first chapter of the game doing doctor stuff, slicing people open, sucking up mysterious liquids, the works, and then, boom, satanic powers.
What do you say, Timmy? I want to give this game a try.
This game is complicated, alright? So instead of me, a smooth-brained lizard man, trying to explain it, we'll let Google handle this one, alright? Hey Google, what's the story of Trauma Center? Now, despite looking simple and only using the touchscreen controls, it actually expects quite a lot from the player and is challenging on the easiest setting. But once you get it, it all just clicks, and you start doing all sorts of disgusting things like you're making a sandwich. However, the touchscreen can be a little imprecise, and you seemingly miss things for no apparent reason. But all in all, a solid game in the DS's library. And yet, VGCharts.com says this game only sold 360,000 units. Only. So how did this game get 4 more sequels? Simple. Lies. But even so, the developers still greenlit its sequels, and this next one, it became one of the Wii's most underrated games, Trauma Center Second Opinion, a game that overhauled the gameplay and brought the story up to, yeah, it's just the DS game. Now, I was only a wee lad when this game came out, but I can tell you at the time, people were pretty disappointed at this game. It's just a port of a DS game. And then you think about it for a moment. How do you port a DS game to the Wii? Pointer controls. Personally, to me, pointer controls just mean better controls. This is the definitive way to play the game. New content, new characters, new things to do. Honestly, a really solid remake in my opinion. But let me ask you this, how do you make this game even better? You don't. Trauma Center New Blood released in 2007, and it's the same thing just in a big old freezer. Now, there are a few noteworthy differences, such as the inclusion of a 2-player gut mode, and me forgetting to plug in my nunchuck, so now my patient's dead. I'm sorry, ma'am, but your husband didn't make it. I forgot to plug in my nunchuck. But wait, I hear none of you asking. What about the second DS title? Boo. I think you're starting to see a pattern here. Each one of these games slowly declined in sales, as well as lacking innovation. The only things worth mentioning are that it follows the main cast from the first game and that the controls are more responsive. That's it. Now, besides the fact that this game has sold pretty well overall, the last game in the series is definitely what killed the franchise. And it's probably why we haven't seen another sequel from Atlas till this very day. This is Trauma Team. Doesn't look so bad. Did I say you could talk? Trauma Team stars 6 protagonists, the investigator, paramedic, radiologist, prisoner, surgeon, and for some reason, Elvis, all culminating in a dramatic, interconnected story that I just couldn't care about. Don't get me wrong, some parts of this game are very enjoyable, and some of them are the endoscope section, where you have to thirst. I'm sorry, did I say thirst? Thanks, script. Thrust your Wiimote forward to progress. Multiple times. Remember how a lot of people look back on the Wii as just a whole bunch of gimmicky garbage? I can finally relate to those people. And the unfortunate souls that played M&M Racing. I hated pointless motion in Twilight Princess, and I hate it here. But like I said, some of them were okay, like the investigation section and deducing the diseases of patients. Pretty interesting. But it tried to do too much and it kinda lost what made this series good in the first place. The original 2 games were engaging and entertaining from both a gameplay and story perspective, but they became watered down, and due to a lack of innovation, and too much innovation debatably near the end, too little too late, it kind of killed consumer interest. And now, the series is lost to time, waiting for Atlas to resurrect it. Sub, like, bell, click.